What is the definitive version of this song? Is it the original by 9 Inch Nails? Or is it Johnny Cash's cover that cemented these words into the music history books forever?
I will make you hurt.
Let's dive into the classic debate of covers versus the originals. This is a wide-ranging topic going from lawsuits to deranged business practices to guys with acoustic guitars playing rap songs and sucking the life out of them. In this video, we will be discussing some of the best, worst, or just random interesting examples of one musician making a song and then somebody else making that same song, but different. I Will Always Love You is a country ballad written and originally recorded by Dolly Parton in 1973. This sentimental song was written as a farewell to her mentor and duet partner Porter Wagoner, and it tells the story of a relationship that has come to an end, even as the love remains. The song was a hit for Parton, reaching #1 on the country charts, but it wasn't until Whitney Houston's cover of the song in 1992 that it became a worldwide phenomenon. When The Voice gave this track a try, it was featured in her film The Bodyguard, and it became one of the best-selling singles of all time. It's widely regarded as one of the greatest vocal performances in music history. Musically, the differences between Parton's original and Houston's cover are stark. Dolly's version is a simple, acoustic, country-twanged walk through memory lane, with much of the focus placed on the lyrics and the storytelling behind them. Whitney's version, however, is a bombastic, soaring power ballad, with a grand orchestral arrangement and that all-time vocal performance taking center stage. Houston's version also features a key change, along with a memorable a cappella section, which adds to the drama and emotional impact of the song, while Parton's original version is a beautiful and heartfelt tribute to a loved one that more people should know about. Houston's cover takes the song to new heights, becoming an anthem of love and resilience that continues to resonate with audiences today. In a somewhat similar example, NME once described Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares to You as one of the best boo-hoo my blokes left me pop songs ever recorded. Originally written by Prince in 1985 for his side project The Family, this track came and went without much attention initially. It was basically thought of as filler on an album that didn't find much success anyway. Still, it's ridiculously high quality, methodical, soulful filler that caught the eye of this Irish singer-songwriter who recorded her take on it years later in 1990. O'Connor's cover, known for its intense vulnerability, would soon go #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The teary-eyed music video became an iconic image of 90s pop culture, and yet her cover becoming a hit helped convince Prince to start performing his version live on tour as time went on. It wasn't until 2018 that a posthumous single and music video of Prince performing Nothing Compares to You would finally be released to the public to universal acclaim. Both artists bring a sense of longing to the track in unique ways, and might I also suggest the heartbreaking rendition performed by Chris Cornell a couple years before his untimely passing. It's been so lonely without you here. Originally sung by blues legend Otis Redding, nothing will make you realize the impact of Aretha Franklin's cover of Respect like listening to that original. Aretha and her sisters rewrote the lyrics, nixing all the times Otis contemptuously called his partner little girl, and even adding the iconic RESPECT breakdown that no doubt ran through your head the second the word was uttered. They took a song about chastising blaming women for not being respectful, a euphemism in the original, and said, "You first." The most ironic aspect of Otis's version is its emphasis on money, of course making this relationship very transactional, yes, but it's worth noting that Otis complains of giving you all my money at a time where women were still facing barriers to open a bank account without her husband's permission.
What you want, when you got it, what you
P.S. This video does not have a sponsor, but I wanted to share that I've been streaming on Twitch, and it's been a lot of fun. Listening and talking about music, doing interviews with cool people, and playing a weekly game of music trivia. Twitch.tv/alphamedia. Come hang out sometime. Okay, bye. One cover that sort of represents a cultural shift for me is Childish Gambino doing Tamia's So Into You on Triple J's Leica version. In my non-expert opinion, the 2010s saw a huge wave of covers with the rise of social media, mass production of content, and musicians needing to further cement themselves in the public eye, whether on radio stations with large YouTube presences like Triple J or the BBC One Live Lounge, or even something as specific as singers doing vocal impressions on Jimmy Fallon. The cover has become somewhat of a tool for internet virality at large. Gambino's rendition of So Into You is, for me, the prime example of this. Donald Glover's music career was still somewhat defined as that corny, nerdy rapper that made Camp and Freaks and Geeks, and he was not the virtuoso, smooth sex symbol and next-level genius that people think of him as today. Childish Gambino doing this rich, sultry throwback of Tamia's 1998 R&B classic was perfect in so many ways. His vocals are on point, the snapping adds an intimate touch, the woman on the keys is absolutely killing it, and by the time everything comes together at the end with the drums and bass, it's a delicious, inviting anthem that just feels good. There are currently 41 million views on this thing. Try and tell me this wasn't a pivotal moment in his career that helped beautifully transition him from, ooh, because the internet, he's got some good ideas, to, oh my god, Awaken My Love and Atlanta? This guy's a genius. I'm not saying that Childish Gambino covering an R&B song from the 90s for some Australian radio show was the catalyst that helped him become who he is today, but I'm not saying that either. Yes, nerds, we're gonna do All Along the Watchtower. This classic was written by Bob Dylan for his 1967 album, John Wesley Harding. Arguably the definitive version of the song. However, Jimi Hendrix's cover was released later that year for Electric Ladyland. Dylan's Watchtower is of course characterized by a sparse acoustic arrangement and the vocals only a mother could love, while Jimi's is renowned for its electric guitar solos and psychedelic rock sound. Did I mention that Jimi Hendrix plays guitar on it, by the way? That's a pretty big plus. Both versions of the song had significant cultural impact. Dylan's was popular amongst the counterculture movements of the late 60s, with its lyrics about societal turmoil and political unrest, and Hendrix's version is more of just a banger, for lack of a better word. It's a legendary piece of the classic rock pantheon that will never be forgotten. Unsurprisingly, Bob Dylan was a fan of Jimi's version and essentially started playing it in the style of Hendrix after his untimely death. He once said, "Strange how when I sing it, I always feel like it's a tribute to him in some kind of way."
There must be some way out of here.
I wasn't prepared for what I saw. It wasn't my song anymore. These are the words of Nine Inch Nails frontman Trent Reznor after hearing Johnny Cash's cover of his song Hurt. Hurt was written at a time where Trent was struggling with his newfound fame when he penned the anthem of suffering and regret, and Reznor's version is definitely representative of that with the eerie, hollow, atmospheric sound and droning guitar strums. Reznor sounds like he's going to break at any moment and then unleashes all his emotion in the chorus. But there's simply no denying that there's just an extra emotional layer added when Johnny Cash sings this song. Rick Rubin approached the aging man in black after a show when a young Rubin convinced Cash, who was on the verge of retirement, to join his record label at the time, American Recordings. Rubin promised Cash he'd let him sing whatever he wanted, and the rest was history. Rick Rubin himself said it best. When you're 20 years old talking about regret, it's heartbreaking, but it's heartbreaking in a different way because you have your whole life to figure it out. When you're looking back at your life, at the end of your life with regret, it's brutal. It's brutal.
My empire of dirt.
Hurt ended up being Johnny Cash's biggest hit in 30 years, and though he departed this world soon after, he left us with an enduring legacy and an incomparable body of work. So in all these examples, whether the cover overshadows the original or not, it shows how music is just as much about the person making it and their own history. Stories are oftentimes made infinitely better by whoever might be telling them on a given day. We could make a bunch more videos going over this same topic, so comment down below if there's a certain example you'd like to hear us discuss. Thanks. Thank you for watching that video. If you want to support the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media at RenshawHS. You can support me on my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/alphamedia or on Patreon. And thank you again. I'll see you soon.